Spread my wings, I can fly. The music is by my side. I see music with my third eye. And I'm one with the earth inside. Come on, take a ride. You too can fly with me. Tagozan, everybody, and welcome to another. Hello, good people. Let me give you a nice, clean background. Yeah, no, you have to just make do with these nice rings in my eyes. I was too lazy to put on my contact lenses. Dumelang kaofela. Hello, everybody, you beautiful, beautiful people. Matapelo, Butsangi, Annalisa, Mtobisi, Peggy, Nomzamo, Mama Tibedi, oh, Fledman. Greetings, Gogo. What's up, everybody? Dumelang, Dumelang. Your questions better drop now. While we're going live, please, 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 please do like and like some more. Also, share the stream on your favorite social media platform. Let everybody know we're out here. So, guys, the sooner you drop your questions, the sooner I can answer them. I'm not going to talk about dreams. If I talk about dreams, I'm only talking about dreams. So collectively, you guys have to decide what it is we're talking about. Suggest, and then we'll put it to a vote. That's all I'm talking about. Hello, Mpo. Hello, Tato. Hello, Joyce. Hello, Annie. Hello, Riba. Hello, Siabonga. Hello, beautiful Karabo. Dumelang fella people. So hit me up. Let me know about you guys. Hey, Karine. Remufilwe. Dumelang. Hello, everybody. I see there's a lot of people. Dreams. Everybody says dreams. What about dreams, labs? What about dreams? I'm not interpreting dreams because context is everything, but we can talk about dreams collectively. 60 people online, only 6 likes. That's not very encouraging. Um, so if you guys want me to stay on for a whole hour, you better get those likes going up. Otherwise, I'm gonna cut it short and go get some rest, much needed rest. So yeah, let me just read some of the messages coming in. So here we have, can you talk about the language of candles? Can we talk about connecting with our ancestors? Can you share how you go about getting vague answers from a spirit? What does the sound of crickets mean? I've been asking for a yes/no answer for months. Okay. So, can we talk about dating and conceiving as one abadimu struggles, rituals needed? What do abatandazi go by? Are they also called Gogo as banbani? What is the protocol for addressing umtandazi? Where's the like button, Gogo? Sam, I've got no idea. I can only see my version of the screen. If you guys find one, please direct the rest of us where the like button is so we can do the right thing. Please discuss candles and specific uses of each candles. About candles, there's a specific video that I've made solely about candles, so I can't touch on that. Offer your insights on finding random water puddles, which origins are unknown after having a water-related dream the previous night. You look good. Thank you. Can we talk about dreams? What does it mean when you start burping consistently? There's a significance of hearing a static sound in your ears. Let's talk about Masela Abadimu. There's a video about that. Any Gogo, something happened today talking to someone over the phone. I had a terrible headache, only to find that the person I'm talking to is the one having a headache. Is there something I'm missing? Ooh, fled man. Tell the Coco, how do you deal with parents against your calling? Scroll down, saying that you don't know their background as I feel I'm ready to go at Pehlweni. Press X to find the chat, like and click message icon to see live chat again. Thank you, Zama. So press X to hide the chat, and then like, and then click message icon to see the live chat. How do you know Tosa Moya? Dating as one Abadimu, agree on that. How important is the surname in terms of ukupahla? For the instance of surnames you're using in your mom's, not father's side, can you only pahla to the ones you know? Gogo, how do I get rid of the snake in my tummy? Because I was told by two different healers I'm gifted and cannot connect to my ancestors because of it. How do we trust our moya? Miss you, Gogo. I love you. Mwah, I love you too. Can we talk about dating as a spiritual child? Talk about sangomas who direct your gifts to themselves, please. Gogo, intoni izinsika zendlela. Oh, I'm just happy to see you. Your life is just too much. Sando-sam, thank you. What rituals should one do to bring about peace in the family? What does it mean when one gets goosebumps and tears during praise and prayer? Your skin is amazing. Thank you. For liking the video, click on the live chat space, then like, and you will see a drop down. Click on the same like, and then go back to chat. Click on live chat message icon. Tawada Koko, what is significance about praying on the mountain and the ocean? Buzzing static constantly. Can you explain the spirit related? I'm hoping you are well. Are you allowed to pray with candles and pahla when you are on your period? Tawada Koko, nice to see you. I have no questions. Just want to say, I'll wait for the next part of that. Is it okay to be a gifted child but be in a polygamous marriage? Ooh, spicy. Sending you love and light. I'm so excited you're back. I love you. Thank you, guys. Okay, cool. Let's talk about the many different topics. I'm literally going to go all over the place. Bambelang, 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 bambelang. Happy birthday to my brother, Uflaba. Rest in peace, homie. We miss you. We love you. And Siyabonga. Is it possible? Can we talk about the significance of ukupahla in different places like esidulwini, emanzini, etc.? Thokoza Koko, ngicela sikhulumeni ngabe abadala banomthelela. Yo, my Zulu guys, I can speak it, but hey, reading it. Ekutheni ungatholi umqondana. I think that's talking about relationships, right? Okay, cool. Excuse me. Okay, basic thing, let's talk about an individual who's made up of two parents, your mom and your dad. And that's literally all of us in the stream. By virtue of that, you have to pay homage to two sides of your lineage. You can never just pahla to one and leave the other, because we are bandlulula, we are keta. You are choosing to be, one must be more important than the other, and there's absolutely no such thing. By virtue of you being born, you are assigned an ancestor that is going to go with you through life. Who's going to open doors for you, who's going to literally be there for your whole entire life. So you cannot, if you're sensitive enough to spirit, it's going to be very easy for you to notice that lo muntu loyo exists in your life, and they help you along the way. But if you're not sensitive to spirit, you're going to say you're a lucky person, you're a fortunate person, you're so blessed, those nice things. Egbeni, it was lagini is the one that's actually a kanyiselayo. So it's very, very important for you to acknowledge that amadlozi akona, and they're always guiding you all the time. For instances where perhaps your mom left you or your dad left you, those are decisions that they made as an individual. Their families absolutely know who you are. By the example that I gave initially about amadlozi ayagwazi, irrespective of anything that's going on. So even if babako or mamako does not do the right thing about what needs to be happening with you and taking care of you and raising you and being a responsible person who's present in your life, then that's something that he has to be accountable for. Thank you, Tato. Load shedding. You'll watch it again tomorrow. It'll be saved. So by virtue of him deciding to do that, that's his own karma that he's creating. Judgment Day, everyone gets to meet that day of their lives. So that's something that you don't have to no longer hold your dad accountable for or feel like you have to hold him hostage in your heart for your entire life. Yes, kubuhlungu ukuthi umzali wakho angabi khona empilweni yakho, but certain things you also don't know on his side, what stopped him from being in your life. Well, it could be a number of things. So we don't want to assume things, you know. If he totally rejects you, that's absolutely fine. It hurts, yes, but you know where you stand. So you will retreat. Rather, ukume emsamo ukuthi ubaba, this is the situation that's going on with us, and I'm unable then to come speak to you directly, or ubaba cannot do particular ceremonies for me, etc. But you understand that your conversation when you're speaking to Amadlozi can have a starting point, then we can be able to proceed from then on. I encourage everybody to buy a book, like an A5 size book, where you're going to write two things in it: your dreams, as well as the information that you learn about yourself every time, uhlola, ukhuluma nomndeni wakini, and all those things. So basically, you're going to create a case study about your own self. You're going to be a detective, and you're going to go through your whole life's journey and figure out things about yourself. Because some things come up in reading X with Ukoko Moyo, and then you hear them, they overwhelm you. There's tons of information. By the time you sleep and you wake up, a lot of that information is gone. So if you get to jot it down and keep a record of some of the important things that are highlighted in your readings, then at least you can start picking up on if the conversation ever comes up again, if it's significant, if something needs to be done as a result of that. So it's easier for you to track your life, unlike you relying on your brain to capture all information. So now imagine your brain is going to capture a daily routine. It's going to remember all your personal information. It's going to remember where you go to work, what you need to do for work. It's going to remember your family members and its history and your thousands, millions of dreams. It's going to remember all your ex-boyfriends and girlfriends. Like, you're overloading your head unnecessarily, whereas you can be literally capturing these very important conversations and information about yourself, because izinto zithanda kakhulu ukuziphinda, you know, especially even in dreams, in conversation, zithanda ukuziphinda. So the more you capture those information, the more it will be more useful, and give you a way forward in terms of how to use them. So try in that book also to visit as many family members as possible, as far and wide as you know them to reside, and start drawing a family tree. This is exceptionally important, more than a lot of things that you could try to etlozini or trying to connect netlos lagini. Because if you don't know where you come from, then it's very difficult for us to be able to help you navigate where you need to go. Because a lot of the signs as well of what needs to be happening with you pre-existed and predated in your heritage, in your family, in your lineage. So if we're none the wiser to that, well, then we're in trouble, which makes your journey even a lot more harder, a lot longer, very troublesome, and it's drama that we really don't need, because it's because already a lot of things are going on in your life. So that's really, really important. I'm trying to just group them in terms of some of the stuff that you've mentioned already. Mase sisuka lapho ukuphahla, you can do it at a riverside, you can do it as Dulwini, you can do it at a mountain, you can do it in a cave, you literally at a crossroads, you can do it at a tree stump, a tree that's cut, but the stump is still intact and still growing and rooted in the ground. All those places are very significant, especially if originally your home is not cleansed, number one. And secondly, kwalandiwa amadlozi emfuleni ukuthi afakiwe kuleli khaya. And then thirdly, kube nomsamo la niphahlela khona. If all these three things are not done, that's when you'd have to leave your home and have to go do it elsewhere. So that's why you would do them at these places. Places like Entabeni, Estulwini, Emfuleni, they speak largely to abantu Moyo. So even when you are communicating with your ancestors, it's always important to identify to whom are you trying to connect with on that day. It's great if you can spread out your conversation namadlozwagini on separate days, because you'll be speaking to separate people. For instance, if I'm trying to speak to amadlozwa mokulahlela amathambo in terms of isinguni, umsebenzi like qobo unco wokuthwasa, you know, I'd speak to them using izinto zabo, impepho, isnefi, ngenza utshwala, ngithenga iwayini, ngiphahla ngazo, ngiphahla emfuleni, and all these lovely places. Crossroads, tree stump, all those things. If I'm trying to connect with umoya wami and grow myself on a moya perspective, I am also going to be in my moya regalia, which is a certain cloth that perhaps I have dreamed about. And usually makhamba no moya, izinto zakhona, they're plain solid colors. You know, there's hardly a black ivela ngasebungomeni. So it'll be green, red, yellow, blue, orange, purple, all those colors, but in solids, right? No patterns at the top. And then mawuya uyokhuluma namadlozwakini wesinguni, that is when you are featuring these kind of cloths, because you're being specific nala madlozi zami ukuwakhulumisa, to show them that I am because you are. So the more you are acknowledging of the type of ancestor you're talking to, the more they can resonate with whom you are trying to speak to. And even with the signs that they're going to give back to you, bazokutshengisa ukuthi who is speaking to you. Is it the blood spirits bafuna intwaso? Is it the spirits bomoya bafuna ukuthi ukhuphula umoya? Bayohamba bahlukahlukana. Even nomoya usebenzisa amakhandlela, amanzi, isipili, iwasho, holy ash, liri, which are like these rods, these steel rods that they usually have abathandazi, that have like either a cross or a little boliki on top. Zihamba zihlukahlukana. Others have birds, squares, circles in squares. Zihamba zihlukahlukana. So whatever you dream is very important. That's where you jot it down in that book I mentioned previously. So your whole trail of your spiritual journey, you're going to capture it in a central place, so that whenever it comes back again, you notice that it's not an unknown thing, but it's a continuation of a conversation that's currently been had. So, isithunywa, I don't think it's something that you can do on your own. I'm not going to say it's impossible, because as funny as abantu, other people are literally independent like ancestors. Abafuni isandla sabantu zingene emsebenzini wabo, bafuna ukuzenzela. So bazothuma mina, gogo ngo-12 o'clock vuka, khanyisa amakhandlela nje nagqoka isiduku yakho epinki or eyellow, uze uzothandaza nebhayibheli yakho. Eventually I'll get the gist of what I'm being told, I'll be directed, all those things. So, and over time this is built up. It doesn't mean I'm going to go there initially and all of a sudden this information is going to find me. It does not work like that. It's in Chilean, guys. Idlozi, as much as you feel like Lorna is not responding to you, at times idlozi liyakutesta, litesta wena, lifuna ukubona ukuthi wena umuntu onjani, because doesn't mean ukuthi izinto zakho aziphendulwa in a quick hurry. Then you'll be like, okay, I give up. I've been doing this for this long and nothing is happening, and oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then you grow frustrated. You know, you're also not doing things correctly and you're also getting frustrated. So at some point, you guys got to meet each other halfway and resolve this issue. Also, yes, about it was the test now. It's like, for instance, Maguti Fanlex Gukisha Matlos, and you're a student and saying a for the first time, and they're teaching you about it, they're teaching you how to use that spirit, about how to invoke your spirit to trance and etc. You know, there's some days when you feel, we call it a choke, you know, like when you feel like you've been like electrocuted or of sorts, but there's an energy that comes to you that moves your body in a certain way that even you can't deny that reception, you know. And then some days ayikho, you know, idlozi liyasuka kuwe, lifuna ukubona wena ukuthi uzimisele kangakanani ngomsebenzi wakho, you know. So ningahambi phela umoya, because there's tests in some of these things, and by test it doesn't mean that it is going out of its way to make your lives difficult, or to see how dedicated, or you know, it's just literally trying to teach you that there's going to be times it was liyasuka liphinde futhi likusandele kuhamba kuhlukahlukana. I understand a lot of you guys are struggling with network problems because of the load shedding, so I understand, and if you can't stay long, I understand thoroughly. Please, when you log in, do at least leave your footprint by liking or commenting, and then you can catch the uploaded version tomorrow or this evening even. As soon as I'm done, I will upload it. So that's one of the things that you guys wanted me to talk about. Some of you guys are also talking about the static sound in your ears. I also hear it quite a lot, guys, and I could say I'm quite mature in the work that I do, but it's one of those things where I explained this also in a few weeks back when I did a stream. I could literally have Amadozi I3 that serve me differently and want me to communicate with them differently. Ngihamba ngentaseni for literally two, isinguni nomundawo, or umundawo nomoya, or whatever my combo is. And then these two are very vocal and active while in sephehlweni. And then this very last one becomes a lot more vocal when I've left, or even while I'm there, and I've passed on many ceremonies in between that, and then now it feels like you can come converse and communicate. Then it starts using its own signs and symbols, being that static thing that you hear in your ears. So when you start picking up on all these different signs, it's also how you get to know ukuthi unedlozi elisha lifuna ukuvela noma khona into entsha ifuna ukuvela kuwe, and that's where this book comes into play. You can't pick up on all your signs, guys. It's literally impossible. But the more time you spend with yourself, especially through a medium of ukuphahla, ukuthandaza, no meditator. There's a video that I have that speaks to exactly that. Welcome, new person, Sue. Welcome. Um, so the more you do that, the more of a consistency you get to have, the more you get to learn how it is that you can conduct this process of communicating with your ancestors. You can put it for a specific time of the day, so that you can be able to um, talk to Amadolwagini and communicate with them on a more regular basis. That creates consistency, that creates a relationship, so something that you do more often creates a comfortability about it. You also get to have a confidence to you, and you won't be all over the place feeling like izinto zakho is not being received. Also, while you do that, pray, phahla. You guys maybe might be wondering, how am I talking about praying and phahla in the same sentence? Amadlozi and God, how do they come into play? Guys, before everything, God made everything, right? Including the ancestors that we're speaking about. The people that once lived like you and I did, but they were gifted differently to be able to have a second part of their journey, which then comes and connects with us and elevates us, guides us, enlightens us, and that's exactly the relationship that we keep with them. So God first, and by God, it doesn't even have to be a religious God. It's a God that you know, serve, and love and honor. It could even be in every it could be every religious aspect, every belief system that you have, because if it's true to you, it's your own, right? Um, and that's what the most important thing is. So after, when you're done with that, all the talking, then that's when you move on to the meditation part. And guys, even if you set yourself to be praying for the next 7 days in a candlela and a snake and all those nice things that you bring forth, amalanga wafani. One day you're going to feel very chatty. One day you're going to feel like you don't really have a lot to say. You just want to sit there in your silence and just feel. Sometimes you feel very overwhelmed and you want to cry and express yourself. Feel free to do all those things, because if you can't open up to Rezlako, like, who are you expecting to do that with? Um, as well as when you meditate, it's very important, because it says that in that moment, after you've had this moment of connecting with your ancestors, you literally get to close your eyes and start scanning your body from head all the way to your toe. So when you do that, you're literally scanning your body. How do I feel? Where's the pain? Where's the sensation? Because I've started praying, I've started having heat in my tummy, heat under my feet. Whatever your signal is, don't devalue, don't discredit yourself, or think that you're exaggerating in the things that you are feeling and experiencing. They are your own. So don't expect a whole crowd of the 120 people online to be like, me too. Izinto zakho ezakho. Don't try to find neighbors in sharing the commonality in the things that you see. Marvel in your uniqueness. There's beauty about you being unique. Hence, also the things that I do, I don't feel like I'm other sangomas. I absolutely love the field, the industry. I absolutely respect it. I absolutely respect Idlozi and the original way of doing things. I just happen to be a person who's motivated differently. I am into gadgets and technology and talking and this is how then it has translated itself in my life. Someone else writes books. Someone else hosts workshops. Someone else does pro bono work in Dumbeni. Someone, we will vary. So do what you do because it speaks to you, and that's why you'll have a consistency to it because it resonates with your true essence. So after you scan your body, you scan the room that you're in. Do I feel, if I close my eyes, do I feel like there's another presence that's with me in the room? Yes, no. Does it intimidate me? Is it dodge? Do I feel like it's a bit overwhelming? Is it like trying to be like dodge and run away and be quick and, dodge? The more you feel, the more you can identify things. So now imagine if you're praying for 7 days and you start picking up on those parts of yourself. By the end of the week, you know when you've had a good day in Samo Pasha and when you didn't have a good day because of the stuff that you were able to receive and the communication that you got back. Um, so it's absolutely important for you to pick up on your own things because you will know on any day if izinto zakho zihamba kahle or not. Because the training, this is also part of your training that you're doing privately in your own home. Because mozophuma ekhaya kini uthi uya ephehlweni or esikoleni semoya or you're going to a business deal, going to hang out with friends, loyo moya loyo uzofika futhi ukhulumise because you've trained it on an everyday basis to receive information through it and through that medium. So even if you go to some of these spaces that you find yourself in, umoya wakho namadlozi wakho are going to come back and tell you ukuthi mntanami le nto le uyizelela cha ayikho phindele emuva buyele ekhaya, or please don't use the road that you're using normally when you go to work. Go fetch your smarts from like qala khona uze nayo kahle, avoid the highway. Only to find more figure emsebenzini there was a multi-car pile up on the road and yeah, you could have been one of them because multi-peg route yakho nesikhathi you would have exactly been present in that space. So that's part of when we speak about intuition, and the training happens quietly in your own private spaces. For instance, I am expecting my period, so I can feel that I'm a bit, sensitive, like I'm a bit like, whoa, stay out of my face, or like I can feel like there's like a rage and wanting to build up in me because of that's how my body functions to tell me about that. But if I'm not in tune with myself, then I'll just go around huffing and puffing, fire to people who don't deserve it and not actually resonate with the fact that I'm the problem child and I need to isolate myself and remove myself from that situation or deal with the situation differently because I'm aware of what's happening with me. If I go into a business meeting and I can kind of feel that my money is going to be lost in this transaction, that information is going to come to me. I'm probably going to find a reason not to go. The meeting is going to keep getting canceled 50 million times. Like a series of things is going to build up to tell you about these moments. If you're paying attention, guys, legit, if you're paying attention, you will see. Even when a friend and is starting to be weird around you, the telltale signs are there. You don't have to be in a person's face with yay when I'm shady, so yasuga, wah. In your silence, pick up on the things that are going on around you. It will save you so much time, so much heartache, and you will be able to avoid very unsavory conditions. So the more you listen to yourself, the more you are winning, guys. You are winning. So if usephehlweni izinto zakho azifiki kahle kuwe, you feel like ever since ufike lapha amaphupho sewamile awusezi kahle and umuntu obuye aziphuphela njalo izinto zakho beziza kahle, jikijiki wasabona nix, hawu Nkosi yami zihambeleni ngoba sozele bona abantu abadala kungani manje amaphupho wakho sewayasuka kuwe sewabaleka. So there's so many things, guys. Honestly, I could go on for the entire hour. If now I'm taking off my shoes because I'm seeing life now. So those are really important things for you to be looking out for because they talk about very important things, guys. And don't always be so quick to dismiss the things you feel as if you're going crazy. So what if you're going crazy, bruh? you legit know that you're not going crazy. So just because by virtue of you receiving information about things that are going on, so yeah, hlanya. Okay, hlanya ke. No, like seriously. Hlanya ke. It's like maybe uphupha bakutshela ukuthi vuka ebusuku uyothandaza. And then you want to challenge that ukuthi hi, why am I thinking these things? What if angibona ngihlele endlini lapha ngithandaza? Like you start creating all these things in your life about you not going to do this thing. And like you're literally passing a very beautiful golden moment that you could be going to share namadlozi wakho. But here you are going to put it in your head, wanting to be logical about this. Guys, if it was supposed to be logical, your thought was supposed to be your own. And sometimes it brings the thought to yourself. Where you could be maybe sitting one day and you're like, you know what? It's in Suguminyo Kanyisi. There's literally no reason. There's like lights everywhere. Load shedding. But here you are moving from your seat to go get a candle and you light it because umoya wakho uthi ngikhanyisele uthi shisa mpepho unukela utshwala ithi yenza utshwala gogo mntana abantu shem vuka kusasa uyothenga ama-goodies uzoyenza utshwala mabuya emsebenzini you attend to it mohambile ngaphandle uzawubeka next to a window that has 100% light uyobeka umqombothi wakho khona you're going to cover it in a blanket so that it can ferment while you're away from work mawubuya you're tending to your mqombothi. Like sometimes things come to you don't necessarily know why and you think that they're thoughts of your own and you want to be like ooh bazothi ngiyahlanya bazothi ngiweirdy bruh. Please embrace your craziness, like embrace that side of you because it cannot come to talk to you like how I talk to you mntana wabantu shem. So they're literally desperate to find other ways to communicate with you. If your dreams are blocked, you have minus that. If you cannot see things then you don't have that as an option to you. If then they're going to use other sensories like you hearing things, you feeling things, like someone who spoke about speaking to someone on the phone, they had a headache, only to find the person they're speaking to is the one with the headache. That's your Lord teaching you the kind of talents that you have that you wouldn't otherwise necessarily hear about from other people. You legit have to experience it to know that you can do it. Then from there on, you always know. It's like mina mangene endumbeni, guys. Nyazi ukuthi I've had a lovely day. Umoya wami ukahle. I don't have a worry in the world. Ngingene endumbeni. Sengidabula umhaha. I am so serious. I could literally, like, I don't know, bruh. Like, I make even other people nervous. Only because I'm picking up on umoya owenzakalayo in that space at the time. Like, idlozi will make you feel things, know things about things that you are supposed to be on the know of because you are light enough in spirit and sensitive enough to be able to enlighten the next person who is struggling with these specific things but needs to be spoken to or affirmed by someone else because they are in so much self-turmoil that they are literally breaking themselves down only for them to feel better by the virtue of you saying, hi man, yazi ngihlupha inhloko niyazi ukuthi angisumuntu ekhanda and ngiright mina. Are you perhaps struggling with a headache? Athi yo, and vele you can even literally point to the problematic and tense area that you are speaking about because it works that way. Like guys, to a person who's walking off the street and you watch my streams, literally bangacabanga ukuthi ngiyahlanya and I'm smoking my socks. Guys, I'm not for everyone, but for those whom I'm for, I'm everything. Because I'm going to speak to the people that are supposed to be on this stream and are supposed to gain knowledge from the things I'm talking about. I'm not in the business of recruiting. You know, so those are none of my concerns, none of my priority list. I will share things that I am absolutely sure about and I also get to experience. So I'm taking some advert. Where was I with this? I know someone is probably saying it, but I can't hear them. But that's basically what happens also when Idlozi comes to you. Um, Please, guys, listen to Idlozi like Kumalitela Gutwenta or something, guys. There's nothing more important than that, because sometimes you won't ever get that opportunity again. If you're really liking this stream, please click the like button and like it some more. Um, some of the things people said, I saw something about cigarettes and stuff. Sometimes you will also start having cravings of things that you don't necessarily um, have for yourself. Like you starting to have a, how do I offer cigarettes to my ancestors? They ask for cigarettes in a dream. So basically what you do, you buy a cigarette, you light it, puff puff, and then uyasho ukuthi uthengele bani this particular cigarette, and then uyayishare lapha iloku isha inomnikazi trust, especially if you're being asked for it. So that's the part I mean by entertain you're crazy. To someone else it might seem like, and then when I'm a cigarette ke wabana bana phatla nge-cigarette, phuma kubo, phuma kubo, izinto zakini ziqondane nawe. That's why you're the only one that had that message. Omunye umuntu akangeni ndawo. Also, guys, I'm one of those people that tries everything once, with the exception of drugs. You hear me, kids? Don't do drugs, they're not good for you. So, but what I mean by that is if I perhaps have a friend who is very good at communicating, um, who's very good at communicating with amadlozi, and they use a certain media, maybe via yoga, maybe someone else ushisa ikhandlela, ukhanyisa ikhandlela, omunye ushisa impepho, omunye takes hikes, whatever their different medium is, right? Or uthandaza at a specific time of the day, whatever their thing is. If I find that it's something that like young bees are good, I'm legit going to try. It's almost like also in Sebenzo when I go to umntana wamadlozi, like ngithi ngiyosihlolela ngempilo yami, angitshele ukuthi gogo kumele wenze so, khona omunye ungitshele ngesishiso. You know, I've seen that thing maybe so many years in my life, but when he said it, I did not have a thing of guti, right? Crickets. No, I am very willing to go do it, as explained to me, because I don't know what is my medium and I don't know what it's going to solve for me. So even if ungahamba yohlola kubantu bayi-3 and they talk about different things, they're not supposed to be worlds apart where they're like literally talking about different things. But if there's a similarity to the things they're talking about, but their methods or their answers in terms of go try this are different, guys, go try all 3, especially where you can in your own personal capacity. And in that instance, where you are being told about these many wonderful ideas for you to go try, buyela emsamo. Hamba uyothela isnave phansi, utshele abantu abadala ukuthi ubuya kugogo Moyo, waya kugogo X, waya kugogo Y, bonke bakutshele 1 2 3, uqala wena bona abanikazi bomsebenzi bakutshele ukuthi what it is that you're meant to do eqondane nomsebenzi wakho. All the other ones that are not supposed to be done, we will fall away. Uyovuka one day ulima fulu, and you want to wake up and you want to go gaba and all those things, only to find it was one of the things that you were being told to go do. So it will come to you, right? It will come to you. But that comes with you trusting the conversation that comes to you. If you're going to want to be logical, you're going to be like, ooh, and then you're going to overthink. Then a moment is lost. Then your help is lost. So don't cut your nose to spite your face. Okay, I think I forgot all about the other million stuff that I will ask. Yes, I love to be alone in my room, but I love it when my man is somewhere in the flat. That's lovely. That's lovely. While you sit alone in your room, also, can you see Candela and invite whatever good ancestor wants to come with you and sit with you in that solitude. You know, there's obviously a reason why they want you to be alone. Go do that. Can dreams be intercepted? Yes. Also, please look up the word lucid dreams. And in that, you can induce a dream, you can participate in the dream, and you can almost influence how a dream ends up. So read up about that. You will find maybe what you're looking for. I work at a hospital and patient just asked them to pray for him and I just did that, Gogo. I'm glad you did and you didn't hesitate. Zabong. I agree. Most of the time, I want to be alone, even my boyfriend complains. Perhaps you must sit him down, make him understand. Actually, for the last 20 minutes, I'm going to talk about dating in our world. So perhaps sit him down, maybe explain to him what this alone time does for you, why you need it, why it's important for you, and then also he can even come and share the space with you. Oh, the snake in the time you go. Yes, sorry, I had almost forgot. Thanks for reminding me. Um, and then also ask him perhaps if he wants to come join you in your solitude, because it's not that you have anything against him, but you just want to sit silently in a space. So have a conversation with him, try make him understand your perspective, because if you don't have the conversation, you're almost opening up a fight looming to happen, like waiting to happen, because you're not sharing what is very basic for you to someone who's obviously maybe not understanding or is feeling frustrated by the fact that you are cocooning and moving away from everyone else. So conversate about the about the snake in your tummy before I go into relationships. Um, it's important that fanele ufembiwe gogo. There's a ceremony that is done by Idlos Lomundawo. A lot of sangomas who have umundawo are supposed to femba. It ends up becoming a preference of lomuntu loyo wamadlozi if they want to or not. But umundawo umsebenzi wakho ukufemba. I spoke about it previously in my other stream. So if you want to know about ukufemba, please go to the stream that I did last 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And then someone else asked about ukubhodla. Ukubhodla is the way it was lisiveza ngayo. You know, it's almost like the more you try hard ukuthi namadlozi, the more uloku uyabhodla. It's the way it was liphefumula ngakhona, you know. I used to think ukuthi akusumuntu obhodlayo, you know. But little did I know that it was like ngahlalisekanga kahle. So I'd literally burp before or after I have done a ceremony for someone else. And that would be my affirmation to me of what had happened. I find in omunye umuntu would interpret it differently. But because I know me and how my body and my spirituality works, I read it in that way. Only to find, if you feel that your burp is stuck, meluphalaze gogo, isifuba sakho singcolile. But if you find, and then I found that I had to go for a ceremony that I went to do lo mundawo, and as soon as that happened, umundawo wami wathola imithe kahle, wajabulela umsebenzi, like azange asasola lutho emsebenzini wakhe. Then all of a sudden, I'm like a burpathon, like you can't stop me anymore. So ukuphefumula kwedlozi is in a form of ukubhodla. Someone spoke about the states. Sorry. Are there sangomas in the United States that can assist me with my lifelong issues? Actually, there are. I've got Gogo Ateo. Oh, some of them I forget, but I'm friends with them on Instagram and on Twitter. So if you maybe approach me on either of those, I can link you to them. But yes, they certainly are. And some I know them personally, so I would know that you're in good hands. The only thing I cannot guarantee is that you guys are aligned in the work that you guys will be doing, if that person will be able to be a good teacher for you. Not that they are incapable, but sometimes you have to be aligned with a specific type of soul and a person that's got specific kind of ancestors for them to be able to teach you and be able to carry the work that they're supposed to help you with. So I hope that makes sense. Relationships. Okay, guys. So I saw someone tweet about abantwana bamadlozi bafat and Seta living with their loved ones. Ekbeni, there are no formal ceremonies done like intlawulo, umshado, and all those things that have to do namadlozi. And that's a very negative thing that you're doing for yourself as umntwana namadlozi, because wehlisa idlozi lakho isithunzi by the virtue of you giving away to your loved boyfriend, girlfriend, but they haven't done the right thing towards idlozi lakho. You should learn from ugobela wako what is supposed to be done based on impande yenu. About that, I can't tell you because impande zethu as funny, so I don't want to waste a good breath in talking about other things. So make sure that you speak to your elder impande nyagini to ask about that, because that needs to be done. Also amadlozi anomona, guys, anomona ngathi abantwana babo, especially masesikhulile or even before we start umsebenzi wabo, because they want to gift us and they don't want to like kuzikalela. They don't want to like, let me give you one today, I'll give you one tomorrow. They literally want to open the floodgates, guys, and do very nice things for you. But if you're going to be in a relationship with someone ongahloniphi idlozi lakini, idlozi lakho lizokuvalela wena ngokwakho, because here you are taking all these lovely millions of rands that they're giving you to take care of yourself, and you're spending them with someone who does not even acknowledge or hlonipha idlozi lakho. So it's very important that even when you date, you get into a relationship with someone ohlonipha amadlozi and will not jeopardize isithunzi sabo and isakho because of that. So that is very, very important. Also, about sex, mawubuya ephehlweni and you've just been initiated, you don't just jump into the sack with your loved one, whether you're married or not. There has to be a specific thing that you do, that and then uyaqedelela by going to your gobela uyombathisa, and then basically you are able to connect with your husband or wife and your loved one as and when you choose. The reason for that is because ugobela wakho becomes at jeopardy of getting sick and possibly dying. The effects are very different, as I've heard through the different experiences that other people have had. So it's very important for you to understand the implication of the things that we do and the rituals that we have, because they are purpose based. We don't do them because sifuna imali zakho or sihlala sifuna ukukuhlukumeza noma uqeda ukuthwasa, like akusinjalo. So understand and ask the key and fundamental questions. Thokoza baba, ngicela ukuthi ungikhanyisele ukuthi kungani fanele simbathise ugobela masesiqedile, or sithi sihlangana nabantu asibathandayo masibuyele emakithi. Even okugeza idumani, people think that when they've left iphehlo they can go home, bayamukiswa ngomthetho, bayamukiswa, they go home jikijiki abantu sebenza ama-hairstyle mfo. Sugcine unedumani ekhandeni lakho. How are you just washing your head? The same place late money was applied on your head, you have to go back so that it is removed by the same person. Ngoba fanele ugeze ngemithi. So it's very important, guys. Umuntu amadlozi akazenzeli. Always you consult kuba abahambi bendlela, because awazi lutho mntana abantu. Ufike lapha ngokuthi uyagula, wafika walapheka emoyeni ngedlozi lokulikhula, idlozi lakho lasutha lathola imithi yayo, lakhula waba isangoma, waphela lokho. Manje fanele futhi ufundiswe as isangoma how to be a sangoma and how to teach people, how to heal people, how to effectively be in your role. And then after that, still akufundiswa lapho. And then moqeda mawuloku you're in your practice, jiki a person comes, thokoza mina ngiphuphele likhaya leli. English please. Sithandwa sami. Okay, I'll try. And then someone comes into your practice and they say that they've dreamt about you, training them, and then now you have to become a gobela overnight. You haven't been taught that. There wouldn't be a way of how you know to be able to initiate the next person. So all the time, maintain the relationship that you keep with your gobela, which is your teacher, so that they can pass you through the different stages. For instance, in my mbande, in my group where we are initiated, when you graduate, we don't give you a shoba, which is the stick that has the animal hair on it. We don't give you one. You only get it when you have ulobele impande, when you have already had enough children that you've passed on to your gobela to become this great healer. That is what you are awarded with. So in impande yeti, when you see a sikita, and ubona abantu abaningi bangana ishoba, it's not because they don't want one, it's because it also shows ranking based on that. So there's context in everything. Umuntu can just show up at someone's ceremony and start judging and thinking, yeah, 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 all those things, but they don't know the rules of that particular mbande. So don't go around judging things that you haven't asked about and inquired about. It's very important. Going back to relationships, you know, guys, as a person who's gifted, it's very difficult to also maintain relationships as a normal person because I'm like a million and one person in me. Like, the influences I have are literally beyond me. I could go through maybe 5 emotions through a day, and all of them speaking to me differently, communicating certain things, one using my sensory, one using my, like very many different things. But with my relationship with my ancestors, I'm going to gradually pick up on that as I grow older in the work that I do. By the time I receive it, I can resonate with what is going on with me. And it tells me to be mindful of certain things, right? So when that happens, you must understand that even in your relationship, um, even in the relationship, you may find that one day you are overly happy to see your partner. One day you are very moody. You miss them when they're far. They annoy you when they're near. Like you sometimes don't want to have sex anymore. Sometimes you want to have a lot of sex. Like a lot of things like will start happening to you. Again, when you keep that book I was talking about initially in the beginning of the stream, you get to pick up on these trends that you have, right? So if you don't do that, you won't notice even if there's a difference in me, right? In you. Um, and that's some of the things that you'll pick up on. If that person, and sometimes, guys, you may think that you and your partner just chose each other because you like each other, you look cool, there's an attraction, wow, 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 wow. Convince yourself with as many reasons you want, only to find that this person is gifted as well. They may not be gifted like you or as much as you are, but they are gifted. So there's a lot of soul connection that you guys have beyond what you guys can say with your mouths and by sharing feelings. Um, so yes, so that's very important for you to acknowledge that. I feel like there's a private conversation happening here between Zara and Bakwe. What did you say? Anyone else see Gogo's sun disk halo reminiscent of Ra? Yes. But anyway, what else about relationships? Sometimes amadlozi will keep you away from a loving partner or anyone altogether because they literally want you to focus on their work. They want you to humble yourself, embrace the path that you've been shown, and and adhere to it before they can give you someone else that you will obviously extend yourself to. It's like also a job and how difficult you find it is to be at a 9 to 5, whereas you still have a pending calling or you've just initiated to be a sangoma, and you end up giving your practice limited amount of time because you have to spread yourself thin. And then you end up finding that you all of a sudden starting to have these crazy issues at work because you can't give yourself enough time to be pursuing your ancestral duties. And those are when moments like that also tend to happen because Idozi wants to show you that's not a place for you anymore. Please move over to this place where we need you. Um, and I'm a very big example of that. I used to work in a very corporate space, in a very nice corporate space where I didn't feel I was lacking anything. But Ilozi made my environment at work so impossible that eventually that job fell through. I thought I was dependent on that job for dear life. Psh, little did I know. That was a thought that I had as the individual, as the girl, because I didn't know my own strength, literally. I didn't know what my ancestors were able and capable of doing until they squandered that job and I literally had to sit home and start opening my practice on an everyday basis, only to find that never in a day did I not have clients in Dumbeni because of the fact that I gave in to what was being shown to me. And I basically doubled, tripled, whatever you can think of my salary because it was no longer determined by someone else who thought of me and associated a value to me. I literally was now my ancestor's child, and they could show me as many flames as they wanted to, as many magical moments as they wanted to. And I was here for it, and I humbled myself throughout the experience. And it showed me literally the opposite of that. So any day, if my ancestors say, girl, leave that job of yours, I will no longer cry, because I have seen what being a humble person does for your ancestors. I'm absolutely living proof of that. Um, Someone mentioned polygamy. For some ancestors, yes, they do want perhaps you to take more than one wife or have more than one husband, because that's some of the things that happen, um, that happened in their lives previously. That's something that your family used to do. It needs to carry on through the years, because of the type of people that they were. So maybe sometimes people may want to judge you because that's what you want, and maybe you can't explain why you want to have that kind of relationship. Look into your family history. You might find that there's something like that that existed before. Without the history, you won't know what you won't know. Someone also asked a very important question, which I saw. Okay, polygamy, I saw. No, guys, no one can take your powers. I can guarantee you that. I recently told my ancestors to give us some. I was recently told by my ancestors to give some sangoma cash, and I don't have it. How do I go about it? Willem Samo, go speak to your ancestors and ask how 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 you're supposed to execute that. But you have to first acknowledge the dream by speaking to your ancestors to show them how much of the information you received. From there, that's when the conversation will grow and expand further. If you just sit there on your couch and you mull over it in your head, you don't have any answers. You're not quite enlightened about the situation you're in. Send it back to the originators who told you that in the first place, and ask for guidance from there. Guys, the stream is almost up. There's literally 4 minutes left. I'm trying to go through the messages. Yes. Uh, Eniola. Ooh, sounds like Miniola. Solofelo, find Gogo Moyo Speaks on Twitter, IG, plus Facebook group. 100%. It's exactly where I am. And guys, my practice is currently closed. I'm only going to open next year around February. I'm absolutely exhausted. I will carry on doing the live streams. Trust you me, I will be here. I will also be here for my clients that I've already started helping as we move along in their journeys, but I'm not going to take new readings and to see new people. Um, there's someone that shared a very profound saying with me about, if you don't take care of your health, you will be forced to be attentive to your health when it's all up in your face and now you're sick. So I don't want to be that person who's now reactive to being a sickly person because I don't give myself enough time to rest in between. I'm also currently training students. I'd really, really like to give them the best of my time as possible. And I don't want to be saying stuff like my practice is busy, I've got streams to execute, and not give my children the time that they deservedly need. They're here to pursue their callings, and I want to be that person for them. I take this thing very, very seriously. Someone asked about there being a healer that they know who fembers in the East and I fember. I don't know about other people. In Pandeyam, guys, it's in Mpumalanga. So I don't know other people that fember. I know other people that also have readings and host sessions for people, but I don't know other people about fembayo besides abantwana bambedlozi angibatrainile. One is in Pretoria, in Refilwe Kalinin, and then the other one is in Soweto, but she hasn't opened her practice yet. So while I'm busy training, I'm busy extending myself through these children. And when I can help you, I'll certainly refer you to one of my children, because if I can teach them and get them through the schooling, then rest assured they know exactly what they're doing and what they're talking about. If they get stuck, they know they have me on speed dial. I will holler at them. Thank you, guys. Yes, I just answered that, Lynette, for you. Ngiyabonga nami kakhulu, Jacques. I wanted to find out if one can become a healer without initiating. Please look at my face very properly. impossible. Because there's certain rites of passages that you have to go through. If you do not go through them, you will be ill-equipped to do it. It's like, for instance, if mina angio twasa idlozlam lemundao, if I don't initiate my Ndao ancestor, I cannot femba. If I do femba by the virtue of being taught, it becomes extremely dangerous for me because I haven't gotten the right muti in me. Because maqeda ukthwasa umundao, baqeda ukupharula umundao, bayaqaba ngomuthi omundao. Sorry, there's no other way I could have put that in English. I'm sorry. My brain is fried. Anyway, guys, the hour is up. And thank you so much for tuning in. I will randomly come onto your stream pages again. Thank you, guys. You're beautiful, too. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for everyone that got to stay for the whole entire stream. If you caught some of it, you will catch the stream that I'm going to post. Thank you guys for loving me, for sharing a space with me, for visiting my private spaces where I can teach. This is my favorite topic under the sun, guys. All the other stuff is just other interests. Gabriela, thank you so much. Nice to see you. So thank you again, guys, for streaming with me. And please do share as far as wide as you can. And always, always, always trust your intuition. Respect those lako. Be a teachable spirit. And entertain your crazy. Intana nonke makaya. Bye. Togazan.